Move love potion from the game Axie Infinity is likely to take a big dip in its price, looking at momentum, pattern reversal signals, and corrective pattern sequences. This applies to every market, whether it's DeFi, GameFi, Layer 1, Layer 2, oracles. People are buying and selling, and the quicker you can know that crowd psychology is one of the key parts of the price moving up and down, including Bitcoin, the faster you'll start knowing when to buy, when to sell, and when to stand aside. So let's dive straight into SLP, Smooth Love Potion. There's going to be a lot of selling, more than likely, based on the technicals, where the fundamentals are already baked in. If you're not familiar with it already, Axie Infinity, one of the biggest games in GameFi in the crypto space, has a token called Smooth Love Potion, is what you earn. And we're going to look at the price action. So even though you earn the token, well, when you get the token, whether you're earning it, whether you're buying it, well, you're going to be looking to take profits. So there's buying and selling psychology. And what we're going to really pay attention to is that the price since January has pretty much doubled, like it's literally doubled in price. However, we've got this sell signal, and it's based on momentum. I call it double time frame momentum. There's a weekly chart and a daily chart. When the momentum is pointing in the same direction, we get a sell signal. And I've created these new tools. It's called the dashboard and the sell signals. And it basically says the weekly momentum is in a downtrend. We've got a bear trend reversal on the daily chart, which is this, which tends to coincide with the price tops, right? You can see these over here. And when it coincides with pattern as well, which we're going to talk about, then we're more than likely going to see some type of follow through into this region, at least with Axie Infinity over the coming days. It's more than likely. And I'm going to show you some pattern reversal signals, which is really based on this part of the market here we're going to look at in a bit of detail. And if you want to test the trend identifier and the signals, really powerful. You now test it for £1. It's in the link below. I'm actually going to be upgrading some of the trading or the training on this, because you can actually add some alert signals. So when you get a sell signal like this, as soon as it occurs, especially on the higher time frames, you can get an email sent out to you. So it's like you got a 24-hour executive assistant watching the markets for you, or the crypto or whatever market it is that you're interested in, to email you when these key reversal points on momentum are occurring. And then you can look at some of the other pattern sequences. That's what we're going to do over here. So when I'm looking at this, I'm just going to go into a 4-hour chart. It's just easier and clearer to see the buying and selling behavior. So with Axie Infinity, we've had this pretty impulsive move to the downside. And impulsive means it's quite strong on the downside. But on the upside, if we look at this, what kind of movement is this? And you want to be able to define this. Is it impulsive or is it corrective? Well, the rule of the game is if the waves are overlapping, then it's corrective. And if the waves are not overlapping, it's impulsive. And why is that important? Well, if it's overlapping and corrective, it normally indicates that the former high should not get exceeded, right? That's what the probability states. So the former high, which is over here, should not get exceeded. And what should occur more often than not is that the former low will get exceeded, right? And that's the probability. And that's what we want to play towards, is getting the edge in our favor and then looking at that edge. So it might be even easier to see if I show you like this. You can see that this is a swing high, this over here, right? And if I just draw it across, we can see that this swing low goes into the range of this swing high. That tells us the buying and selling psychology. Now, even if you think about it logically, it just says that the buying pressure is so weak that when the sells are happening, the pullbacks are happening, it's overlapping into the former wave sequence. So the buying strength is weak. Whereas when the buying strength is strong and there's a buying strength in and there's some type of selling pressure, and if it doesn't overlap into this range, that's saying that this is impulsive. So we should see a continuation. But here is corrective. So now we've got a pattern or corrective pattern, should I say, overlapping sequence, which we spoke about. So I'm going to go back into the daily chart. We've now also got the sell signal, which tells us the momentum position is also indicating the same thing. So we've got a corrective pattern, overlapping waves that we just saw. We've got a sell signal. That's two things. So now lastly, what would the market need to do to confirm that this high is likely to hold? Because if you're shorting this market or you're looking to take profits, you want to have a logical methodology to really act in a non-emotional manner. So one of the things you can do, which is really, really powerful, is know that if the price goes below a swing low, so if I just kind of hide everything over here, goes below a swing low. So this is a swing low over here, this point over here. If the price goes below a swing low, it's one of the first indications that this corrective high is likely to hold. And then what you can do, if you're shorting the market, is wait for some type of pullback and then get in on the next leg down. That's one of the safest times that you can buy. And there's a few other things as well, but that's one of the key things as well. Or if you're just looking at Axie Infinity, SLP token, or any market, if it takes out this swing low, that's an indication that we're probably going to see some type of follow through to the downside. So now we've got momentum, we've got pattern, and if we do get the pattern reversal signal, again, price going below this swing low, then it's likely we are going to see SLP token move sideways to down. Now, the thing I want to also bring to your attention when we're looking at momentum is I'm now on a weekly chart with SLP. And the weekly momentum, it coincides quite nicely with these tops over here. So where is the weekly? Well, it's done a bearish reversal and it's overbought. These are two different indicators, but they give us valuable insights. So it's telling us over here that we are at or close to a weekly top. So that also indicates that we're going to be sideways to down for a number of weeks, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So there's also a possibility we might end up taking out this low. We don't know that yet, but there's that possibility. So just be on high alert because, the markets are, especially if Bitcoin takes a dip as we're anticipating. And on the topic of Bitcoin, I've actually now created a new free membership area where I do a weekly Bitcoin report when there's new insights in Bitcoin. The last one was a few days ago, but it's some real key insights in Bitcoin, which will indicate what the rest of the market is likely to do over the coming weeks, because we are due for some type of correction with Bitcoin. And it's been due for a number of weeks. Are we going to get it or not? Well, it's highly probable we are, but we haven't had that big leg down. But when we do get that big leg down, and if we do get it, there'll be a lot of panic selling, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Panic selling, and you're going to see that in the rest of the markets. So do take advantage of this. It's free. It's in the link below. You get some extra goodies as well that I've just added in as well. So SLP, let's just summarize. Let's go into a daily chart. The summary is we've had a nice movement to the upside. We've had a big leg down to the downside, which is what we call a wave 1 or A. We've had some type of corrected move up, which we're calling a 2 or B, sell signal, and now we are anticipating at least this length of move to the downside, which is what I've got drawn over here, which is 0.0026. At least, that's almost like a 30-40% drop in price. But there is also a possibility, because of the weekly momentum, we might see a further continuation to the downside and a lot of profit taking with SLP. I don't know what the volume is with SLP. I think I checked today. I think it's like 20 something million. It's like a top 200 coin. I think it's 192 in terms of market capitalization. So there you have it. SLP, whether you love it or hate it, that's what's likely to occur over the coming days and coming weeks. Let's finish on a quote from my book. We're going to go with chapter 3 today. Chapter 3 is the wise Confucius. And he says this: it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. I love to keep things really simple, and I really use 4 things with some, detail in these 4 things. But the sell signals in terms of momentum, 2 time frame momentums, is incredibly powerful, especially when you combine it with pattern, price, and time. Pattern and price you can get your head around because the markets tend to move in 5s and 3s. And if you're on high alert for those, they will start revealing their secrets to you, where you can see what's very likely going to occur based on buying and selling crowd psychology.